A Liberal MP and former sport minister is calling out her own government, saying it didn't prioritize protecting athletes from abuse the way it should have. The CBC's Devin Hero sat down for an in-depth conversation with Kirsty Duncan, who shared some sharp criticism about her own government. Devin joins us now from Toronto. Devin, thank you so much for speaking with us. We're talking about Kirsty Duncan here. You spoke with her. What did she have to say?
Katie, the Liberal MP, former Minister of Sport, is accusing her own Liberal government of not doing enough on the Safe Sport file, on tackling abuse in sport. In our exclusive conversation, she said during the time as being sport minister that she received pushback from within her own government and from sport leaders. She wouldn't name names, but she said she really wanted to move her measures forward, and there were roadblocks along the way. And I can recall 4 years ago, she was very emotional about the measures, very passionate about this file as she moved forward. She held the sport minister portfolio for about 2 years, from January 2018 to the fall of 2019. Of course, there was that fall election. She was not reappointed to the sport minister portfolio. In fact, Trudeau deciding to fold that portfolio into the heritage minister portfolio. And we talked to a source with knowledge of that portfolio at the time. They said there were shifting priorities around that time. And this source, Katie, also conceding and saying that they understood Duncan's criticism of the government at that time for not doing enough. Here's more from my interview with Kirsty Duncan.
I will not stand idly by while there are athletes, children and young people hurting in this country. And I do not accept the status quo. And if I do not push for an inquiry, it means accepting the status quo, and I will not be complicit.
So what is the government saying about this, Devin?
Katie, just a short time ago, we heard from current sport minister Pascale St-Onge. She says the government takes this file extremely seriously, that they've invested $16 million into Safe Sport. They've established the Office of the Sport Integrity Commissioner, that they will continue to make progress on this file. Also hearing from Liberal MP, Canadian Olympian Adam Van Couverden, who knows this Safe Sport file very well. He says he's never received pushback when he's moved forward on Safe Sport initiatives. We were able to speak to Pascale St-Onge a short time ago. Here's what she said.
I've always felt support not only by the department, but from my colleagues and the Prime Minister itself to do more to make sure that athletes are safe and to advance security in sport in Canada.
Katie, I think it's important to point out, you heard Kirsty Duncan talk about an inquiry. This is a renewed call for an inquiry. She's been asking for one since this past summer when the Hockey Canada allegations exploded. We put that question to Pascale St-Onge this afternoon about whether or not there would be an inquiry. No commitment to one right now. And the people I'm hearing from in the sport world and from government are split on this one. Some feel there's momentum on this Safe Sport file right now, and that an inquiry would slow that down. And as Kirsty Duncan says, Katie, they need to unearth what she calls sports dirty secrets. She's talking about sexual and physical abuse. She wants an inquiry right now.
The CBC's Devin Hero in Toronto. Thanks, Devin.
You're welcome.